Now I'm actually starting to question the damage output for you guys. Because I'm like, that doesn't seem right. Games are horribly aligned, as it can easily do.
To you.
CR-EX-8! Let's go!
Get behind me.
Beginning collection of battlefield information.
Whew. Gather around me, guys. Got it.
Don't know if I need Lisk Arm. It's gonna have all over the place, honestly, so we'll see.
We're counting on you again
I'm gonna let these peaches go through, and then we'll do our thing.
In position. Hold the line. Mic check successful. We're counting on you again today, little apple. Can you do it? I have to get serious now. なんでしょう。これすなわち神の祝福なり。Stay out of sight. ラインを聞きなさい。Got it. Here.
Bro?
位置につきました。位置につきました。ターゲットロック。Have a visual. Revitalize. はい、ここに押しつぶせ。
Fuck, 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 I didn't think. Oh no, that's not good, that's not good, that's not good. That's not good.
初期化アーツユニット起動します。
Holy shit. Again, like, here's the thing, Laplan lived.
What's your plan?
Durandar died. I have to look at its defense again, but I believed or thought Durandar had more defense. Like, slightly more defense, not inexplicably less. Well,
Stay close. なんでしょう。飲み込む。 gathering intel. はい、ここにいます。押しつぶせ。
In position.
I'll leave the report to you.
Okay, game. Okay.
位置につきました。隅に裁きを。ご来豪長。よしとしましょう。Show me what you got there.
Actually, you can look at the North defense.
Yes, sir.
Either not enough healing still, or some shenanigans. And it's either the enemy being rack as hell, which that's my thought process, or it's not enough healing. I'm also waiting to use her skill. There we go.
Yes, sir.
Use your skill, damn it.
They get through me. これすなわち神の祝福の。Mission accomplished. よくできました。少しは胸を張っても誰も咎めません。
Yeah.
厳しいですから。
I don't think there's anything else to note. CR-EX-7. You see guests toasting in the special exhibit area. The ground is near. I'm assuming there's gonna be enemies down here. Who did I have? Specialists and guards removed. The other one would have been like Fuse, which hard to really justify at this point, but I need to change to someone else anyway, regardless, so... Sure.
Got it.
Don't know if that's really the best choice, but let's go with it and see how things go.
I am ready. Set out.
I'm here to help. 戦術支援システムオンライン。We're counting on
Huh.
you again today, little apple.
Okay. Okay. Well, this is easy.
On standby.
You'll have to try harder than that. We're counting on you again today, little apple.
I shall cover you.
Arts unit.
Revitalize. collection of battlefield information.
We're counting on you again today, little apple. Cover me!
I need to get people out.
We're counting on you again today, little apple.
Don't be afraid.
My sword is cloaked in Sea Chow's shadow. Can you do it?
Revitalize.
Will the land shake with fear? The land will forgive all in the end. But not now.
This sword, your thoughts, your arts, I can cut it.
Don't be afraid.
Can you do it? 初期化完了しました。
I'm with you.
In position. Don't be an idiot.
位置につきました。来訪の本質は己が内面と大地を一体化するところにある。Light, heed me.
Mm-hmm.
位置につきました。You'll have to try harder than that. I'm with you.
Good shit.
I'm with you.
Okay. Works.
One bullet each.
I'm really curious to see what the challenge mode is.
In position. Tell me. I shall give my all.
プログラム起動します。This sword thirsts for revenge. I won't permit it. Yes, sir. Stay down.
来語を聞きなさい。
Okay.
All targets down.
Okay. I'm really curious to see what challenge mode does. Challenge mode. Maria's guards take less physical and arch damage when unblocked. Okay. I guess we just riddle them down and then use them as S1. I guess. They're not. The right side's fine. We can wait on the right side, I think. It's the left and the bottom that we need to focus and prioritize on. That's actually kind of annoying. I guess I'll just bring Elysium, just to get DP going, just get people out, just get people rolling, so we can actually handle this a lot better.
You people, I don't think I'll even
Yeah, and these guys aren't really an issue. The right side isn't an issue. It's literally the left side. Everything on the left side is like, hey, broskies. Yeah, we put down. I hate this, doing this as an idea, but I'm gonna have to do it like this. We need to get Elysium out. I need to stop messing around.
We're counting on you again today, little apple.
I will stand guard here.
On standby.
Gather around me, guys. Come on, Shitty Quad. Madame Chen's swordsmanship flows within this weapon. ここですね。任せて。
Will the land shake with the wind blows through? The leaves tell stories of those who sleep.
Look at those weak boys!
Thunder roar.
Amiya here. Cover me! This sword dropped their weapon.
One bullet each.
Way easier than the last one! Like, the amount of reach eyes-wise. But then again, last time I tried to make sure I didn't lose bees back, so I was being, like, very, like, specific the way I went about it.
Thunderstorm.
I wonder, does the silence remove the attack buff?
Yes, sir. You ain't getting through me.
Interesting. 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 I never actually thought of that. Loblon just had more use case if that's the case. Loblon silence removes the attack buff from those guys. Or removes the buffing of whatever, however it works. It's insane, actually. Like, this is actually kind of bonkers. Like, I knew Loblon is good, but I didn't think she was going to be this stupidly good in this event. Let's see.
In position.
Like, not even 2K. I wonder if that's not the case. I don't know. All I know is that if we can heal quick enough, we should be fine. Yeah, we're fine. Can you do it? We can use our skill if we need to. Yeah, do it. Plus, there's also her skill activating too, so yeah.
Amiya here. With what do I answer your failure of justice?
There you go. Even if they increase the damage resistance, it does not fucking matter. It does not. Let's just be real here. Damage is still damage. Arts is still arts damage. If they increase it to the damage reduction, no matter how high you have arts damage, is like somehow always less than physical. Sure, that would probably make a difference and be important to know. They didn't do that. They're just playing around that specific, using Guard on Mia. I don't tend to use this class all that much, the Arts Fighter, aside from, you know, Surtur's existence. Completely, what's the fact of 1v1s, you know? But in this scenario, showcasing the really good use case of Amiya and other Arts Fighters against those guys. And the right side is not really, like, an issue or threat to prioritize until, like, past halfway point, but by then you should be fine. It's just really getting people out so I could start, like, dealing with the right side, right? Not so much the top right, but the bottom right. Start damaging enemies, getting Lizai out, and then, of course, having Gardamia ready to roll. Yeah, pretty damn good. Other said character I traded with, so... Fun!
Operation commencing. Let's go.
First I actually getting to a certain part, by the way.
I have to get serious now.
I guess I could put Loplon here.
Madame Chen's swordsmanship flows within this
Okay.
weapon. I have to get serious now. Can you do it? Your thoughts, your arts, I can cut them. 初期化治療モード適用します。Oh, I have to get serious now.
I shall cover you. 位置につきま大砲の本質は己が内面と大地を一体化するところにある。
Will the land shake with fear? Wind blows.
That works a lot better, honestly, pushing him all to the side as well. Okay, put Durenar here.
I need the support to you. I have to get serious now.
I shall give my all.
よしとしましょう。治療の準備だ。
I'm expecting him to spawn over here, is my guess. Which would be really annoying, but makes more sense.
On standby. 今助けてやる。In position. One bullet each.
Fast forward.
Yes, sir. Stay down. One bullet each. 今助けてやる。
be funny if he teleports back, because then I could easily just, deal with him normally.
One bullet each.
But I don't know what second phase is gonna bring, so...
One bullet each.
We need to get rid of his stun, and also take out his guard as quickly as we can. So there's a lot to a second phase, but not impossible to deal with. It just comes down to how they do it. That's what I thought they were gonna do. So, where is he gonna go? Like, I'm actually genuinely being serious.
I shall cover you.
I'm here to help. Amiya here. Oh, almost dozed off.
Light, heed me. You'll have to try harder than that.
Almost dozed off.
Okay. What? What are you doing? What the fuck are you guys doing?
Light, heed me. Thunder roar. Light, heed me.
Oh!
Amiya here will not.
Light, heed me. Light,
Can you do it? Amiya here.
I'm with you.
How many enemies are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Tell me, what's your plan? In position. Light, heed me.
治療してほしいやつは前に出ろ。
Light, heed me. 雷語を聞きなさい。I'm with you.
初期化完了しました。Amiya here.
There's a lot going on.
仕事か。
Revitalize.
It's working! Why is this working? I'm genuinely being serious. Why is this actually a strat that's working?
はい。ここに漆の町。
罪にさらし
Wait, wait. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, game.
Revitalize.
They have to just be a block away, and it's like, hey, what's a mechanic? I thought this would fail, by the way. I genuinely thought this was going to fail. I am undoubtedly wrong in my judgment of this boss, I guess. Because if you could just put him a block away and just troll the poor boss, I...
はい。ここに。
Hypergriff? What? Literally, he's taken with a level. I mean, he's not like the lowest level character, but still, I'm face tanking Elysium against the boss. It's not challenge mode, but the fact that this works I am tempted, though, to move everyone back here with Loplon. I am really tempted to do that. Just so that she can do damage. And silence. But it also lets me know that right here is the placement for, like, Amiya only twice works. But I lose out on... I don't know. It's kind of interesting now because it's like, it works, but at the same time, I feel like it could be better placement, but at the same time, it works.
Mission accomplished.
Let us go forth.
Okay.
And there will be one day.
Well, I learned something. The boss doesn't really care about... And I just fucking... The game's literally fucking me over at this point.
I am ready. Set out.
And, like, I'm not gonna even touch this until, like, next week. If I stop today, so... The game is, like, literally pulling all of its punches just to throw bullshit. I got up to 2 hours, it's like, oh, this can happen now. Ho ho.
I will stand guard here.
It's not fun. Oh. I still have stuff to do. I don't want to spend hours upon hours here. Because the game decided to be cheeky-ass bastard and do shit that's never been seen before.
We're counting on you again today, little apple.
My only guess at this point is that I'm doing way too good. That's the only thing I can think of.
If you're still hesitating, the land will forgive all in the end. But not now.
Almost around, guys.
I'll use my skill, please.
You'll have to try harder than that. I shall cover you.
The fact that this part I know Loplon can solo is kind of funny.
Almost dozed off. We're counting on you again today, little apple.
Light, heed me. 位置につきます。一気脈来製法。縦貫砲炎参加。On standby.
I could actually say that, but I would have actually lost there.
Light, heed.
Don't be an idiot.
Revital. I'm with you. Cheeto Thunder Roar.
If you're still hesitating, I can give some advice.
今助けてやる。
Will the land shake with fury?
In position. 今助けてやる。
I am gonna be forgetting things. I know I will. But I hope I don't, you know, discover new bullshit or a new RNG seed for some stupid reason.
何やってんだ。
I would generally be surprised at this point if I somehow just experiencing the game differently for some stupid reason. The game just chooses to. But the thing about Arknights is that that's how so finicky the game is, that you can legitimately get into like a new RNG seed during a battle and completely fuck over what you do. Especially in trust farms, I think everyone has probably at some point who played the game long enough has seen it before. Sometimes it's just not even a difference in anything, and the game just ends up being really stupid. If I don't get like really stupid RNG here, this should be the run. With the slight differences and modifications that I won't do. I'm gonna do. Ooh, I almost died there.
Will the land shake with fury? Arbor, reach your hands to me.
Like, again, I could stall out enough.
Cover me. Yes, sir. This sword do not make me angry. Just try me.
There should be no way for the enemy to be quick enough. I'm gonna be seriously fucking annoyed if there's some shenanigan bullshit that happens where I just die because this guy gets quickly enough to neural. He should be faster. See, yeah, he should be faster. There we go.
Amiya here. Do not make me angry. Doctor!
Thunderstorm. Don't be afraid.
Amiya here.
Tell me, what's your plan? In position. I'm with you.
I'll leave the support to you. Doctor! Doctor! Muda, muda!
Okay, we finally did it! We finally found the path forward! Fuck yes! Oh my god, you have no idea the amount of RNG and shenanigans and micromanagement I had to do without using items, without using 6 stars, without using friend support. Now this is it. This is it. This is G fucking G without the GG. Which makes no fucking sense. Oh! Especially the last 2 rounds with RNG randomly coming up with bullshit like the dude on the bottom that throws the pack and becomes faster wasn't faster than the hammer dude. And so the hammer dude got there before him and Neural, or at some point, and the Hammer Dude just completely annihilated Neural. And then you had the weird scenario with, what was the other one? I'm already forgetting it, because I'm just now, like, ooh, with this run. Fuck. What was it? What was it? Fuck.
Solid positioning.
Take you out.
Madame Chen's swordsmanship flows within this weapon.
What was it again? What was the RNG? I'll probably remember it, but, at some point. Maybe it was because, oh yeah, it was already the whole RNG bit with the, I can't remember now. Maybe I died at a certain point. I can't remember. But there, yeah, like the both past runs were just so weird. It was like, what the fuck was happening? The game was just doing its own thing. No, we did it. Also, again, I want to preface this. Thank YouTube for the fact that this is gonna be lower quality, because you know YouTube's YouTube. Hello there, and welcome to the end of the episode when it comes to the Rainbow Six Siege collab. Now, of course, when it comes to the very last stage, aka the mini annihilation, if you want to check that out, watch the live stream. I'm not going to put it onto a YouTube video. That's just how I am. That's how I've been with mini annihilations ever since, like, doing like the third or fourth on like stream as like a video stream, which that's what I did a long time ago in 2020. I kind of just didn't really give a fuck about annihilations anymore when it comes to video content. I think they are self-explanatory for the most part, and I don't really need to do a video about them. I don't think it's as necessary. Regardless, you can find other people if you really need help with that sort of stuff, but that's regardless. Aside from that, I am correcting myself, because I remember at one point Neural dying, and I thought that was always because of the Hammer Dudes. Well, that's not necessarily correct. It was more like Neural dying because I wasn't able to keep people alive long enough type situation. At the same time, it was actually Korra that was dying more at the very tail end there. But there was a bit of differences that I made that I think I lost or restarted because an enemy got through like a certain point. But that's not necessarily to Neural, so I am actually incorrect. I was just so focused on beating it that my brain, honestly, at that point was fried. Several hours just focusing on the EX without items or anything of the sort. Which I did get to use the items in Annihilation, and I didn't know how to use them properly, so I kind of wasted majority of said items. Showcasing that's like, even if I did use items, it'd probably take me about a couple tries before I got an idea of how to use them. I probably would have done it actually perfectly. It's just one of those things that probably would have done a better job or understanding them through the EX-8 more than mini annihilation, because the stage for the mini annihilation sucks ass, by the way. Like it does not really give you a lot of room to do stuff. I think the layout for high tiles is actually really bad in my opinion, but they try to give you tiles for the barricades, so there's that, I guess. Anyway, regardless, I'm going to talk about the event mechanics and events overall, because I've kind of talked about the equipment items a lot already, and my thought process on that. And I'll kind of repeat that as well here, so I might as well start with that. The equipment items, the items, as I call them. They did this with the Monster Hunter collab, and while they had some interesting niche scenarios, I only really used them when I necessarily needed to use them, aka against the boss. Or at least with the Monster Hunter boss, when it comes to Monster Hunter, with the Flash Grenade, stunning Rathlos, and then kicking his ass down. And that's the only time I really used items at that point. And when I first saw that the same thing was going to be the case for the Rainbow Six Siege Part 2, I was kind of disappointed. Like, I just didn't really feel like they were going to be that impactful. And as you can probably shown here, I did all of the stages aside from the manipulation, which forces you to use it. You don't have to use it still, but you pretty much forced to have it on you with the manipulation. And that's what I thought they should have done since the start. Ways to get them with these equipments and be forced, or, you know, quote unquote forced to. You don't have to use it type deal, but you essentially forced to have them with you. And I feel like that is a better system overall than optional. I know there's a pass where it's kind of optional for the other like limited event banners, but from my experience, those were overall did a lot more, and they weren't, you know, they weren't as optional, I think is the best way to say it, because the way they handled it. Technically you can make the argument, but I feel like there's more of like, I ended up using the other items more so, and I just didn't feel like it was necessary. The items currently in the Rainbow Six Siege Part 2 collab, Lucent Arrowhead, whatever, how you go about saying the way about the event, if it's Part 2 or whatever. Anyway, while I may not be like the most fond, I guess would be the best way of saying it when it came to the items of the collab, I think that the mechanics of the collab and the music and everything else so far are really good. I haven't finished the story, but so far with the story, if it keeps up the momentum that I'm at right now, well, we have a couple of days left here, by the way, I'll keep the S+ rating of the tier list when it comes to this Rainbow Six Siege Part 2 collab. So far, I was kinda a little disappointed at the start, but kind of feeling it more. The EX stages, I started liking it a lot because there's a lot of operators that really shined that I didn't notice during the first week, that completely changed my thought process on the event greatly. I'm not a big fan of the whole like, oh, this boss is too easy bullshit. I'm just not a big fan of that. But that's not the point I'm trying to make. It's just that sentiment alone kind of made me start hating the event more than anything else. Just like more of a mental thing, and just how expectations of things in society kind of change your mind, good or bad type deal. That's essentially what happened to me. But actually dealing with the EX and like that, I would say that the event mechanics have ways to deal about it that are if you think like you could easily deal with, and I think can be really fun ways to deal with. Like, for instance, you notice during a lot of EX stages, there is beeswax usage. A lot of beeswax usage, or at least a decent amount at the tail end, I should say. Really great operator to bait. She pretty much, I would say, better than, would have been better, or probably better than, Lynn. Granted, I don't know how much damage enemies did, and that's hard to really say, when it comes to Lynn. Yeah, it just comes down to damage and how much enemies attack Lynn. Lynn actually probably would more likely die than beeswax in this scenario, depending upon how much damage it is. Because yes, they have lots of damage, nowhere near CC, by the way. And beeswax can shine as a bait range in CC. So it's like, to me, while I can understand why Lynn is better, there are just some scenarios that I feel like beeswax is superior, on top of the fact that for a really stupidly good fast 4 HP regen, you're straight up being better than just no damage at all, and if there's enough damage, well, you're screwed. And I think Lynn falls in this category at this event where I think she's screwed, but I haven't tested out Lynn, obviously, but I feel like there's a lot more opportunities for Lynn to not be as superior as beeswax, as being a bait. Granted, I could see Lynn being really good for damage. It just comes back and forth. Do you have a healer with Lynn? If that's the case, would it be just better to use beeswax instead as a bait? Or using Lynn as a DPS sort of thing, then that'd be fair to have a healer with. because Beezrex isn't as much of a DPS. So it's a back and forth type deal to think about when it comes to the Beezrex usage there. And then, of course, the big star of the show, Liskarm usage, as well as Loplond usage. There you go. Liskarm, always a good operator. I feel like people sleep on a lot of Liskarm and Liskarm combos. Like, there's so many combos for Liskarm that just elevate other characters extremely high, especially if said operators can do a lot themselves. I look at Loplond here as an example. I think a lot of people don't realize how stupidly strong Liskarm and Loplond combo is. Granted, nowadays you just have operators that just one-tap or one-shot skill usage for a lot of scenarios nowadays. That doesn't really matter because they're absolutely DPS, sure. But if you just those operators just disappeared and died one day, people will be singing the praises of Liskarm and Loplond. I can guarantee you that. I mean, granted, that's kind of what happened with CR-EX-8. With the first time Max risking it, people pretty much abused Liskarm with Arknights to be able to sleep stall 100% of the time. And that says something. If you can't kill it, Liskarm can definitely make sure you live in some way, shape, or form. Just because giving the ability to give SP to someone more common than anything else, with being easy to just as a simple fact of getting hit, can be good and bad depending on the scenario, but it can be really good in a lot of scenarios. And I think Liskarm should not be a character you should underestimate. That's the point I'm trying to get at. But the other big star that I think can be better use case because you use a different defender, which we'll go into the other defenders here in a sec that I think were really good in this as well. But I was trying to say, yeah, Loplond. Loplond has a lot of use case in this event with Silence. And I feel like, again, it's one of those cases where people are going to sleep on Silence and Loplond specifically. And it's just like, Loplond is the superior Silence character in the game, full stop. Like, seriously. That's just, she's 100% uptime for Silence. And I think that people shouldn't really sleep on that at all, especially in certain events where people just realize, like, oh, Loplond's really fucking good. Yeah, no fucking duh! She's been good. It's just that you guys sleep on her because Silence doesn't have use in every single enemy. Which is fine. Which they kinda made her arts DPS on the side, which combos well with Liskarm to make that happen, and it's just like, hence why I use Liskarm a lot with her. Regardless, granted, again, there's a whole DPS argument where there's a lot of characters nowadays that can just out DPS, and yeah, sure, yes. But Silence should not be ignored, especially when they can ignore the AoE blast from the grenade dudes. I don't know about the attack buff from the hammer dudes. I'm not certain about that one. But you can remove the enfeeble debuff from the guards, the defender dudes, the ones with shields. Don't know about others, but I haven't really been able to test it out, but I could probably assume that there is other use cases. Like, I could see the drones. Drones might be a scenario where Silence is also used for in this event. But drones are not that common. It's like only a few stages in the manipulation. I don't know. Was it even a stage that had drones in EX? I don't believe so. It's like they barely use the drones. And there might be more than I'm probably not thinking of. It could be. Like, I'd have to test it out with the bow dudes, with the invisibility and the stun, and see if that has anything to do with that. So there's a lot of possibilities I just haven't tested that I probably won't test that probably do have use case. It's just that people are not going to know about it because why are you going to use a 100% use case Silence when most people think said character Loplond is shit and you should just use Kubai for our damage. And then it's something that I've talked about before. And a lot of people, I talked to a lot of people about it, and people always argued like Kubai, and I'm like, yeah, Kubai definitely has global AoE 100% uptime Silence. No, she doesn't. And I feel like people just should not overestimate, or underestimate, my bad, underestimate Lothblonde. For sure. I mean, she is considered to be like the best 5-star in the game. That's what people said. That's what people voted for. A lot of people were surprised. Like, there were, okay, so for context here, I can't remember the content creator's name. Tuesday. I think it's a CN player. Or at least a JP player. I'm not entirely certain. Myself. But they did a survey for the channel, like over 2,000 people or 20,000 people. I can't exactly remember the amount of people that did the survey. And when it came to like up to a certain point in the game, it obviously wasn't anywhere close to the 5th anniversary. It's been like after the 3rd anniversary, between the 3rd anniversary and 4th anniversary. I can't remember now. Maybe past 4th anniversary. Shit, I can't remember right now. But they did a survey, and the highest rated 5-star was Lothblonde in the 20s. It was like several places higher than Telopsis. And the fact that people highly rate her that high kind of showcases that a lot of people do actually underestimate the use case of Lothblonde. Her arts damage, her 100% uptime silence, and then be able to have like 7 seconds is technically 100% uptime. But if you had to like do it for some time and she wasn't blocking anyone, that could be really good. And on top of the fact that a skill she hits 2 in a row. Technically she has the other skill, but like her S2 has more of a use case with her what she does and just straight up better. It's really not like, yeah, you could probably use it as a dodge chance, scale, but like there's other characters. So I don't see the point in doing that. If there's other, there's other points characters I could do dodge chance too, but better off using the whole multiple character hits, being able to do that with more silence use case, on top of the fact that you're just doing arts damage, and she's being mixed arts and physical, and the arts burst is pretty good. So again, don't underestimate Lothblonde. And of course, not taking into consideration modules, by the way. This is like before her modules came out. Like with modules now, she's way better. Now, some people would argue that technically, Leto is more DPS on paper and like that. And while that, I think, might actually be the case, I think Silence is still better than straight up DPS at times. And there are certain scenarios, but technically Lothblonde has more of a use case than Leto, still, because of the silence. But now with modules, Lothblonde is still better. Like, I'm sorry, but the ability, she's just getting fragile, means more damage that also works with other characters. It's like, Leto, like, had her time to shine for, like, 6 months, and then less than Lothblonde again. Which I think is kind of hilarious, but regardless. Yeah, I think that's all there is really to note. Overall, I think the event was really good. I like the mechanics. I feel like the items definitely... I don't know how the best way to go about it, honestly, because I feel like they weren't necessary at all. And unlike the Monster Hunter collab, where I think some of them were necessary, this just doesn't feel like they were necessary at all. Even though they did have a use case and they can be good in some scenarios, the fact you didn't need them, because you easily deal with the enemies, is it because I'm too good at the game, or they needed to rethink on how they implemented them? One or the other. And I don't want to be that guy and try to be an elitist in Arknights that says this or that, but that's just how I feel. Maybe you guys have a different opinion or thought process on it. Overall, if you've gone to this point in the video to watching me talk about this collab, then you at least realize that I didn't need the items at all, and I technically used them in mini annihilation, but they were forced upon me. So I was like, sure, why not? Which I didn't even use them correctly. So take that into account. Regardless, I think that's gonna be it for today's video. This is gonna be the last video for the Rainbow Six Siege Part 2. Unless they do a Part 3 collab, I won't be doing any live streams or videos for the rerun. Obviously, everything for the rerun is on YouTube already, so it's outdated, obviously, but you could just have replacements. So that, in the way, it's like, I'm not going to bother doing anything with the event. I think at this point, you should be able to find something or replacements or use the same operators if you're really having issues, or curious to see how people did it. Regardless, I'm going to shum now. I'm going to go on. Be safe and be healthy, and die. Second 11. See you in another video or stream. Until then, peace.